Hey, beautiful people, and welcome to this Wellness Wednesday edition of Jamie Live. I'm Jamie Faye, life and millennial relationship coach, millennial life and relationship coach, and I'm super excited about this to have Dr. Lital Simon. She is my Ayurvedic doctor, and welcome, Lital.
Hey, Jamie, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, I'm great. I'm really excited about this. To hop on with you and to talk about Ayurveda and all the amazing, important topics that we wrote in this post, how Ayurveda can help you if you've got IBS, digestive problems, hormonal issues, if you want to lose weight in a healthy way and keep it off sustainably and not, be on some crazy diets, and to really overall improve your health. For me, Ayurveda was, a huge, eye-awakening thing for me. I had tried so many things and been really dedicated, and a lot of things worked for me a little bit. But it wasn't until I found Ayurveda about 6 years ago that I was able to find, a diet that by diet, I mean, what I eat, not being on a diet, that if I follow it 80, 90, 100%, I feel amazing. Everything works perfectly. All is well. And that's really a huge gift. So thank you for giving me that.
Thank you for following
it. Yeah. When we're on track, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, sorry. So, I would love for you to just introduce yourself quickly and, tell us how you became an Ayurvedic doctor. Also, how did that even come to be?
Okay, so my name is Lital Simon. I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner for the last 12 years, I think. It happened by accident. I was in the IT before, product manager, and I decided to travel to India. And while traveling to India, the first thing I got introduced to was yoga. Yoga was my main thing. So I started with yoga, and when I started with yoga, I was a smoker then. I was a really heavy smoker. I was smoking 2 packs a day. Can you believe it?
Wow, I didn't know that. I don't remember that part of the story at all.
Yeah, I was a smoker and I was eating badly, and but I started yoga. So in India, you start yoga. It's not like you start once a week. You start every day going for yoga, 6 o'clock in the morning for 2.5 hours. I started yoga. After 3 days, I think I got so sick. My body just rejected the whole idea. It was just like, what's going on with you with this whole
healthy kick?
What's going on? I'm not used to this. So I got really sick. I got sick to the point that I was I thought I'm gonna die. I was vomiting and high fever and everything. I had everything you can imagine. So I was okay, my friends were okay, let's take you to the doctor. I was just an Ayurvedic doctor, and I don't know what came to me. It was kind of a miracle. I never been to an alternative doctor before. When I was in India, I heard about Ayurvedic medicine, but it was okay, another thing I heard about. But suddenly when I was sick, I was just Ayurvedic doctor. Don't take me to the regular Western doctor. It was a kind of a sign. So they took me both. They took me to both because they thought I'm going to die. They took me also to the Western doctor and also to the Ayurvedic doctor. So the Western doctor gave me antibiotics for sure. And the Ayurvedic doctor, he was very weird. He looked at me, then he checked my pulse, then he looked at my tongue, and he looked at my eyes. It was very weird diagnosis. And then he was like, okay, you're very sick, but I can't help you. So I was like, what's going on? Why can't you help me? So he was like, listen, now you have Giardia, which is it's bad, but it's something I can really cure easily. But in 3-4 days, you're going to be really sick with bronchitis. But you're a smoker, so I don't want to treat you. Go. I was like, what do you mean? So he was like, no, you're a smoker. You get bronchitis every year, no? I was like, yeah. So he was like, yeah, it's from the smoking. So just go. I don't want to treat you. For what? I was like, what do you want me to do? You want me to die now? He was like, no, stop smoking. I was like, really? 2 packs a day, you can imagine. And he was like, yeah, just stop. And then I stopped. And that's it. And I just stopped and I took the pills from him. And after 2 days, I was
herbs, herbal pills.
Yeah. The herbs, of course. The herbs. And after 2 days, I was back to yoga. So it was just like a miracle. So,
Wow.
so yeah, that was my, and I felt like it was a sign, it was kind of like something that I have
Yeah.
to do. And since then, I just started reading about Ayurveda, studying Ayurveda, going to all Ayurvedic doctors around in India and joining them and seeing them in the practice. And it was like, that's it. That's what I want to do.
Mm.
It was like a sign. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's happened.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I really don't remember that part. Maybe you told me, but it was so long ago. I don't remember this. I know that you worked in a big, really famous high-tech company, no?
No, no, it was just like I worked in few IT companies. No, no, but
Okay.
not big ones, like small ones.
Important. Small ones, your job is more important. So
Yeah,
as you hop on, say hello and where you're from, because Lital is right outside Tel Aviv in Israel.
in
She's in
Israel.
Ramat Gan and I'm in Tel Aviv, and we're going to talk about how to find an Ayurvedic doctor near you. What's the best way of going about that? So even if you're not in Israel, it doesn't matter. There are Ayurvedic doctors all over the place, and we'll help
Yes,
you find a good one, a really
indeed.
highly qualified one. That's really important. So amazing. So, Ital, what are the main reasons that people initially come to you for? Like, what are their complaints?
They're very sick. First of all, surely they're sick. Like I have different people coming to me. Like first of all, women with hormonal problems. Yeah, they're like coming, and
Right.
digestive problems because we treat with diet and everything. So lots of digestive issues.
Yeah.
People come to me. It can be from IBS to Crohn's to colitis. Like
Yeah.
all different diseases. Um, People come to me with everything that Western medicine can't deal with. You know what I mean? It's like once they get like, okay, frustrated with the Western medicine and they're like, it can't help me, then they're like, okay, I tried, and then let's see what you can do in 10 days, maybe. Let's see what you can do. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's, that's a thing. The
Those are the
people come
main
to
things
me
that
with
people come to you
many
for.
problems. I have to say, many, many problems. It's like nowadays people get very sick, I guess. Like it's like I see people from all ages, young people. It's just like some people come when they're healthy and they just want to prevent like being
Yes.
sick, which is my favorite. Like because that's
Yes.
the idea of Ayurvedic medicine to
Yeah.
prevent the disease,
Yes.
not only to treat diseases, but to prevent it. So I
Yeah.
have also like yoga people come to me just to stay healthy and to keep a good diet and to be like firm and everything. So yeah,
Yeah.
people can.
So I'm going to go back to that in 1 minute. A couple things. One, I want to say hi to Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly, joining us from Milan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Kimberly loves yoga. I know that. And definitely, like, the reason I came to you is because of my digestive struggles. I
Yeah,
wasn't like super sick when I came to you. Thank goodness I didn't have any like those autoimmune issues, but like
yeah,
it was like I wanted to feel much better. I wanted to not have issues with constipation or stomach
yeah,
aches, which I suffered from stomach aches from a very young age and used to take digestive enzymes as a kid and everything, just like tried everything. And I was really dedicated to finding a way to live and not a
yeah.
way like that I couldn't eat anything, which my Ayurvedic diet actually allows me to eat a lot of things.
A lot of things. Yeah, you have it like a very like yeah, it's a nice diet.
Lucky for me. People are like, what? You can't eat things? But really depending on where you are, and when people ask me about Ayurveda, especially people who aren't into alternative medicines, I always say it's preventative, holistic medicine. And I always
Yeah,
say that and take it. And I know that that's what you're saying, but I want to point a point to that because if you don't have any sickness, which is really rare these days, which is what you're saying, and it's true. Like if you're super healthy and don't have any issues, it's rare. But if you
yeah,
do have some issue, Ayurveda can absolutely help you heal that and then get to a more baseline, standard for yourself, and then go further into a place of just feeling really well and really great.
yeah, yeah. That's the idea because before people know they're sick, we say like you have signs that something's going to happen. Like when
Yes.
we have some headaches, and when you wake up, you're not really like sometimes you're really tired, but you slept, and you're
Yes.
like, okay, but like sometimes I have stomach aches. Or something. You have these small things that people are saying, like I'm not really sick. You know, you don't have it like a diagnosis of a Western doctor saying that I have this, but
Yes.
still from Ayurveda point of view, you started the disease, but it's just not, you're just like, you know, you're seeing the first signs. And that's
Yes.
important to get, like, you know, when you see the first signs, that's the time to start treating yourself.
Yeah.
Not when you're really sick and you have like a big disease and then you're like, okay, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, we
Yeah.
treat both people. We treat people with big disease, but we treat people with the small signs. Sometimes people come to me and they say, I'm not sick, I'm very healthy. And I'm like, okay, so how is your digestive system? Like, not so, and you have headaches, yeah, and you're tired, yeah. I'm like, listen, you're gonna be sick, okay? Maybe now you're in your 20s, so you
Right.
think it's like small things and nothing's gonna happen, but in your 30s, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna be like much worse.
Yes.
So, yeah, so that's the idea, because in the West, we have this tendency to wait till we have a big thing. Otherwise,
Because we're not
we don't stop.
educated. We're not educated in our educational system, and we don't teach. Maybe you teach your children, but like many people don't teach their children that like feeling a certain way is not okay. It's
Yeah,
not, they're not supposed to feel tired all the time. They're not supposed to have belly aches all the time. They're supposed to have headaches or have migraines. These aren't things that just taking Western medicine, it doesn't, even if it helps with your system, it's probably causing all kinds of secondary negative effects on your other
yeah.
systems.
Completely. And
And
Western medicine doesn't, like, if you go to the doctor with like this kind of signs, he's going to tell you like, what do you want? Like, you know, maybe you have stress, maybe you just rest, maybe you're, I don't know, like they're not going to pay any attention to this. And I think that's where it come from, because you're
yeah,
like, okay, if the doctor say I have nothing, so I have nothing. And
yeah,
then there it starts. You know what I mean? It's like, for us, it's
yeah,
like we have pre signs. That's the idea.
yeah, it's big. Um, Also, so let's talk a little bit specifically about Ayurveda is preventative medicine, but what does it mean? What does it mean to, like, let's talk about the doshas and the body types. Like, what is it about what you do that's so individualistic for someone who comes to
The
you with
idea
any kind
is,
of problem?
yeah, the idea in Ayurveda is that each of us is different, okay? We don't look the same. We don't have the same digestive system. We can't afford to eat the same food or to live the same, I don't know, like schedule or like daily routine. So we're different from
Yes.
each other. And then the idea is that each individual should get his own diet, his own lifestyle, and his own routine, daily routine. And that's the idea. And what we do is, like, you know, we diagnose with, you know, with many tools. Like, first we have like our that like interview, and like, you know, we're talking, we're doing all the questionnaire and everything, and we have the pulse, and we have the tongue, and like, you know, we have different ways to decide what's the situation. And then when we see the full picture of the person, like, okay,
Yeah.
what's your type, and what's your current situation, and you know, everything together, and what you work at, and how is your relationship with your boyfriend, and how, because everything is connected. We
Yeah.
can't just see, like, you know, one part and say like, okay, you have this. You know, it's just like, it doesn't work. Like, you know, if someone come to me with stomach aches, but he has lots of stress from his relationship or something, so I'm going to tell him, listen, you have to treat also the relationship. It's not going to help you, the diet itself. It's
Yes.
that's not enough. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a
Yeah.
holistic thing. So you have to check everything. You can't really be just like, you know, just concentrate on one part. So
Yes.
the idea is a very, like, you know, it's kind of a, I say it as a problem with many, 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 many,
Sources,
yeah,
origin. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why, I mean, I love yoga and Ayurveda so much, and why I'm so attracted and still read about it just for my own sake, and why I'm constantly bringing Ayurveda to my clients, and having them get into it, and then sending them to you is, you know, when they're ready, when they're ready to go, is everyone knows. I mean, I think people can tell if they follow me on Facebook, but especially my clients, how holistic I am as a coach, and how I don't believe that we're an island, even just in ourselves. We're so many systems interacting together, and all our physical systems, as well as our societal social systems, and where we
mm-hmm.
are in our relationships with our family, with ourselves, with our jobs, with our life's work, or whatever, you know, is keeping us stuck, or keeping us, you know, in a place of, you know, static place, rather than allowing
Yeah.
our energy to flow. Also with what we eat and how we, you know, take care of our bodies.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's everything. It's not just one thing ever.
Yeah,
Never.
completely.
So I think that's why I love you and what you do. Amazing. So let's talk. So can you give an example? You can use me as an example if you like. Like, I don't mind, about like what, how like eating certain things could be, for example, for me, bad or good or indifferent.
Oh, okay. Let's take something like healthy, like a salad, which is like, like a kind of a thing that people think like,
Good
okay, that's
example.
healthy for everybody, right? It's
Totally.
so so salads are like in raw food basically, and like salad is like, raw vegetables. So raw vegetables are hard to digest. People think like, oh, I'm gonna eat something light, I'm gonna have a salad. But a salad means you're eating the vegetables from scratch, like you never help them to get digested in your body. So
Mm.
the body has to work really hard. But what if your digestive system is really like, weak? It can't really digest a salad. And then people like, people with like, they're going to think like, okay, I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to eat a salad. But in Ayurveda, we'd say, no, if you have like, stomach issues and your digestive system is weak, you can't eat a salad. So, it's a big difference, because everybody thinks like,
Yeah.
but there's lots of good things in it and vitamins and minerals. And I always say like, okay, but if you can't digest it,
If you can't
what's like,
absorb it,
you
how does
can't
it help
absorb
you?
it. You can't get anything. So what's the idea? We
Yeah.
always think in the West, what are we getting from the food? We never think, are we able to digest it? It's a
Mm-hmm.
very interesting thing that we never think about. Are we able to digest it? Is it good for us? Like people take like, dairy and they're like, oh, but the calcium, blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
blah. But
vitamin
if
D.
dairy is blocking your system,
Yeah.
so it's not good for you. The calcium will never get there. Like,
Yeah.
the idea so that's the idea that each of us is different. Some people can digest dairy, some people can digest salads, but not everybody. So
Yes.
I think that's the idea. That's
It
the
is.
main
It's a
idea.
really good metaphor for starting, just like planting the seed. If you're watching and you don't know what Ayurveda is and you're like, what are they talking about? It's great. And that's a great example for me, because when people ask me, well, it's like, what vegetables do you eat? I was like, very few raw vegetables. I eat
Yeah, true.
avocados and cucumbers and sometimes and fennel, and but
It's
I don't
true.
eat a lot of raw vegetables, like, at all, because it doesn't
Yeah,
do me well. It doesn't
it's
make
true.
me feel good. So it's a really good example.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll wrap up in a few minutes, just because I want anyone who watches the replay to watch the whole thing. So if you're here or you're watching the replay, you're very welcome to ask any question while I ask Lital my last questions. And then we'll see if she definitely can answer it, but if she has enough information, of course. But, if you have a question, let us know also on the replay. And if you're with us now, let us know that you're here and where you're from, because we'd love to know. So really quickly, like, can we talk about long-term results? Like, also, if someone comes to you for losing weight, how
Yeah.
does that, like, salad versus not salad, calories versus whatever, how does that work in Ayurveda? If someone comes to you and is like, I really want to lose 10 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds.
We never think about weight, like we never, like I always tell people, like, I'm going to make you healthy. And if the weight should like, should come down, and if you need to lose some, you're going to lose it naturally. It's
Yes.
byproduct. It's never the idea. Because once you eat healthy, if you have few kilos more, like it's gonna go. You know what I mean? It's like, and
Yeah.
I don't like people waiting themselves and like telling me, oh, I lost 5 kilos. I'm like, I don't care. I see that you're healthy. That's the
Yeah.
most important thing. And the kilos, it's a very bad measurement, because sometimes people weigh like this, but they look beautiful. Some people weigh differently. They look big. It has nothing to do with the reality. You know what I mean? I always tell
Yeah, I
people,
do.
if you really want to check on your pants. Check if you're like, if you're getting skinnier, if you're getting like, thinner. That's interesting. But weighing yourself is like, it's just like, it's weird. You know what I mean? It's like, it
Yeah,
never tells you anything, because you can just like lose your muscles and then you lose
totally.
weight, but it has nothing to do with being healthy. For us, it's always about being healthy. It's never about losing weight. And sometimes people come to me and like they have this idea that they're going to lose this and this much. I'm telling them, I'm not promising you anything. once we start, you're going to see you're going to lose the weight it's not needed. You know what I mean? It's like if your body doesn't need it, it's just going to disappear. And that's what happened. And then that's why people can, stay with this diet, and like, they're so amazed, because they're like, I'm eating a lot, but once you eat the things that are good for you, the weight is just going by itself. It's not
Yeah.
like, you don't have to really, take 4 spoons of like rice and this, and some people tell me, so no
Yeah.
carbs, no this, no that. I'm like, no, 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 no. Everything is good. We're gonna do, like what's good for you, and you're
Yeah.
gonna see the results. So yeah, once people see the results, it's like it's amazing for them, because they're like, I'm eating a lot and I'm losing weight still. So
She's telling the truth, people, because I never count calories, what I'm eating. The only time in my life I did that was in high school when I did Weight Watchers. But I did that because I was like being obsessive about what I was eating, and I wanted for something that would help me with that, and wanted to be more like conscious. But that was like, I don't know, 17 years ago. But wow, time goes by fast. But we're going to actually also answer Kimberly's question. So in one moment, but this totally applies because I eat meat. And I eat lots of carbs and lots of things, and yeah, and that's my my diet. But I don't worry about my weight. I'm not concerned about my weight. So I know that it's that if I'm eating healthy for me and I have lots of energy, like, and I feel healthy, then I know that my body will, distribute and use, and I don't overeat, because my relationship with the food in my body is now really healthy. But it's also that when you're connected to your body, which we didn't talk about this yet, but Ayurveda, about being healthy, a lot of it is about mindfulness. Ayurveda is a lot about how you eat. And I know you teach that 100%, like how you eat, when you eat, all this stuff. It really changes the way you eat and your relationship with food and your body. And that's a big part of it, because when you eat in stress, you store more calories. That's proven. Like when you eat, when you eat calmly and enjoy your food and all of that, then your body's gonna use it or excrete it.
Completely. Like it really, like, we have the Ayurveda is a way of living. It's not just like, a diet or this. It's a whole, concept, a holistic concept. It's like, it's a way of living. It's like how you live your life. What job do you do? How do you wake up in the morning? When do you go to sleep? What time you're doing this? What that? It's everything, It's never just like, eat this or eat that. It's everything together. And the idea is that once you know for yourself what kind of life you need, what kind of friends you need, what kind of partner you need, like, everything together makes something. Like, you remember we talked about partners once, and like, I told you need a half a person. You need because like, it's because it's related to everything. It's related to everything. It's not just the diet. It's like it has, like, it has everything inside. And so the idea is really to check your type and to know who you are, and then to understand, like, how you can relate to your body and how you can listen to it. Once you know, you don't need me. You know what I mean? It's like once you know this, you just like, you listen, and you understand what it says, and you're not like confused. Just people in the West, we don't listen to it. We just like, the body is screaming for help, and we're like, never mind. Like, it's okay. You'll manage.
I'll keep pushing. I'll keep working. I'll keep. Yeah, it's a totally different mindset. Like you said, it's a totally different lifestyle. So I want to put, so Kimberly said, thank you for this bit of info about the raw veggies. I had no idea. And before that, she asked, I have occasional digestive issues, and I'm not sure if it's food that is triggering it or stress or both. Would you suggest any first step or looking for a doctor?
Depends if it's something like, that happens regularly, like, it's like all the time, or it's something that happens like, once in 2 months, 3 months. If it's something like, and like, and you can check, like, how is your bowel movement? How many times you go to the toilet every day? How do you feel? Are you energetic during the day? Are you tired? Like, the whole situation. And then if there's few things that are like, kind of wrong, so it's better to go to see someone. Because if it's like, if it's kind of complicated more, like than just like, once in, 3 months, I have some stress and, I have some stomach ache, which is like normal.
Normal. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, it's better to see someone if you have like lots of signs, kind of.
Yeah. Great. So you can also check out, I think, Kim, you saw mine, but I did this really cute live video about what your poop is telling you a few months ago. And I talked specifically, about like all the signs about what healthy poop is. And and about signs and smells and all those things. And I think a really good intro, like if you're in Tel Aviv or Israel area, I definitely suggest that you reach out to Lital. She's linked in here. Like I tagged her. You can find her on Facebook. Or how do you prefer that someone gets in touch with you?
I have a website, PranaVeda.
Through your website? So we can link that
PranaVeda COAL, or Facebook. I have a PranaVeda Facebook, which is like also
and
like
you prefer they like PM you through there or WhatsApp you? Do you prefer that they send you a WhatsApp message or what?
Yeah, they can WhatsApp me. They can send me text messages. They can send me like Messenger or whatever. It's like
whatever. You're flexible.
I have so many ways.
Amazing. And another great thing, like if you want to start, if you're not in Tel Aviv or Israel, we'll talk about quickly about finding a doctor, but also there's a great intro book. I don't have it on my desk, but I've recommended it many times, Deepak Chopra's Perfect Digestion. It's a great like intro book to just a little bit with the mindfulness, a little bit to the things about your bowel movements, about eating. It's a great place to start reading that and actually thinking about it for a week. And being like, okay, I'm ready to take it to the next level. Because something also important about coming to see you or another Ayurvedic doctor, and I've sent a lot of people to you, and I specifically tell every person, if you're not going to do it, don't go. Because if you're not going to actually try the diet for at least 30 days, don't go because you're wasting your money.
I'm telling people, I'm telling the same, I'm telling them like on the phone. Sometimes when
Lital, I can't hear her right now, but I'm sure she's saying that she tells them, it's a commitment and you need to really do it. So if you're watching this right now and you can hear me and not Lital, I can tell you that after the 30 days of doing my diet, first, I felt like a completely different person, that I was so committed to it. And even though sometimes I go on and off my diet, when I'm traveling or sometimes for whatever reasons, when I am 80%, 90% of my diet, I'm just feeling so amazing. So, Lital, are you here? So I'll just keep going. Hopefully Lital will come back. If you're, can someone just write in the comments if you can hear me or Lital or both of us or whatever. I guess it's just me for now. So thank you so much for being here. I had an amazing time talking with Lital. She's my Ayurvedic doctor. I'm going to put a link to her Facebook page. You can contact her. If you're looking for, are you back?
Yeah, I think I'm back. I can't see you, but I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of just filled in what you said. I hope that people heard me, that you tell people that if you're not really going to do it and dedicate it at least for a month, then there's no point, because it does take commitment. Just like coaching, it's the same thing. It's a commitment to yourself to really try and really, do it and see how it can help you.
Take responsibility. Take responsibility for your life. It's kind of taking responsibility for your life, for your diet, for the things you do, it's very important. I think it's part of the process, like you can't take the thing and like put it on someone else and like say, okay, I got sick because something happened. No, it's you who create everything. You can deal with everything. You can do everything by yourself. And it's very important. I think it's part of Ayurveda. It's kind of like taking responsibility for your body, for your mind, for everything.
Yeah. And it's very empowering when you have that switch. But when we're taught to blame and to be in a victim mindset, or to be like, oh, woe is me, I got this disease, or I'm sick now, and not taking control over it, that I can heal myself, that belief system is the way, our society, our educational system has failed us. So we need to change that and then spread that to others, that we can heal ourselves.
Yeah, completely. That's a very important part of the process. I think it's part of the process, When you come, you just have to be ready. It's like part of it.
Absolutely. Amazing. So we just quickly, if we want to find an Ayurvedic doctor outside of Tel Aviv. What's the best way for someone, like, what kind of institute could they contact to find a qualified doctor?
I think it's like there's a few things, like, depends where you are, of course. But in the States, there are lots of Ayurvedic practitioners, I think. In the
Yes.
States, you can find many. There's like, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, there is a big school. And in California, also in San Francisco, there are few schools for Ayurveda. So if you talk to them, I guess, like, like
Yes.
there's a school of Vasant Lad in Albuquerque, and there's like Dr. Frawley in San Francisco, and then you can check with them, and I'm sure they have graduates all over. You
All
know what I mean?
over.
It's like, yeah, and they can do this. And another idea is to talk to your yoga teacher and check,
Yeah.
like, if she knows or
That's
he
what we
knows.
said. Yeah. It's a great idea. Like a yoga teacher who is really, that's like their full-time job, or really in
Yeah,
it, like really dedicated to the yogic and Ayurvedic traditions. They can
yeah.
help you find someone.
Someone view, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how
And
I
there's
found you.
lots of institutes. There's lots of, like, my teacher go all over Europe. Like, my Indian teacher, he
Yeah.
goes all over Europe every year for 6 months, and he teach in Italy and in Austria, and he goes everywhere. So I know there's schools there for Ayurveda, and there's
Yeah.
graduation. There's people who treat, like, there's
Yeah.
lots of
So what's
practitioners.
can you also link in the comments, Lital? We're going to link your Facebook page. Can you also link your teacher for the people who are abroad? Then maybe like Kimberly, she's in Italy. She could like go contact your
Oh
teacher
yeah,
and
she can contact him
she
for
could
sure.
find someone in Milan.
Yeah, 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 for sure, because he goes to Milan. I'm sure, like, yeah, he can really help her.
Yay.
So, I'll tag him.
Awesome. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Lital. And I hope to have you on again. And maybe we can go a little
Yes.
bit deeper, talk about some other things. If anyone has any questions or topics that they'd like me to cover on Wellness Wednesday about Ayurveda or about anything else, then I'll be happy to have Lital on again, or anything else that's, on your mind. If you haven't joined me yet on Facebook, on my Facebook page, also for my live talk show on Tuesdays, Q&A Tuesday. It's all about dating and relationships. So let me know if you have any questions for there also. So have an awesome day. Thank you, Vital.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was fun. Thank you.
Yay.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great day.